Welcome to my YouTube channel Kadam Academy. Friends, we have started the various series for the mechanical vibration. Under this mechanical vibration video series, already I have published the undamped vibration full syllabus for the SPPU University. Also, I covered the damped vibration. Under this force vibration, already we have covered the introduction to force vibration. After that, how to derive this equation of motion for the force vibration by using the graphical method or the analytical method. Already we have studied the magnification factor. What is vibration isolation? Now in this video, watch up to the end. What is the force, motion, transmissibility and transmissibility curve? Under this transmissibility curve, what are the use of this transmissibility curve? Why we have to study that transmissibility curve? Right? Force transmissibility, we are going to start for this type of the harmonic motion. The harmonic force is there, the force sin omega t. This is the machine with mass m, the spring with stiffness k, and this damping coefficient c, and this is the foundation. The model for the transmissibility we are considered. When there is unbalance in that machine, what will happen? The unbalance is installed on the foundation. It will produce the vibration in the foundation. That foundation will create the noise and that will get damaged. In order to prevent this type of the vibration or to minimize the transmission of forces to the foundation, what we have to do? The machines are mounted on springs and dampers like this. Springs and dampers are used, or some vibration isolating materials are used. That already we have covered. Watch the video, the vibration isolation. And what is the force transmissibility ratio or force transmissibility? It is the ratio of the force transmitted. Already we have studied. FO is the force transmitted. This is the FO is the impressed force. FO is the impressed force, and this force is transmitted to this foundation. This foundation through the spring and the damper. So that force is transmitted on the foundation through the spring, and the ratio of this FT upon FO, that is nothing but the force transmissibility. It's very simple concept. Here, some terminology for this study the force transmissibility. I have given small x is the equation we are using for the simple harmonic. Capital X, the amplitude into sin omega t minus phi. It's the phi. Okay, not F. It's the phi. You can derive the equation for the motion of the harmonic force vibration from using this harmonic equation. And here is the capital X, the dynamic amplitude in the meter. M is the mass, or the mass is there in kg. Okay, and K is the spring stiffness in Newton per meter. T is the damping coefficient. Omega is the frequency of excitation force. This excitation force is the FO. Okay, that is radian per second. T is the time, instantaneous time in second. Phi is the phase angle for the respective to the exciting force. This phase lag will be there. In this case, we are going to study what the phase lag, that also is clear to you, because the force transmitted to the foundation and this force, excited force, there is a difference, there is a lagging is there. That we have to find out how it is effect on the designing for the system. Force transmissibility is nothing but the, already I studied that diagram for the spring mass system. The term in the case of force excited system is defined as the ratio of force transmitted to the foundation to that impressed force upon the system. Imagine mass m support on the foundation of an isolator having an equivalent stiffness and a damping coefficient K and C respectively. and excited force, that is the force Fo sin omega d as shown in figure. So what will happen? This Fo sin omega d is drawn, and out of these four forces, this Fo, this sin omega d, and this is the Kx is the spring force, this C omega x is the damping force, and m omega square x. That the four forces are shown for this vector diagram. Okay, so what will happen? These two common forces, that Kx and C omega x, this is the figure 2a, and this 2b figure here, the Kx and C omega s, the common forces acting on this mass and also on the foundation. So this force transmitted, how can we find out the vector sum? This Kx is with the 90 degrees C omega x. When we connect this point to this end of this C omega x, that is a vector sum. Vector sum of these two forces that will acting, that is the Ft. Ft means what? Force transmissibility. Force transmitted. Okay. And this is the lagging to the force, excitation force. This is given Fo. Okay, this value of Fo, and it is at angle of phi from this Kx. Friend, what will happen? This Ft is lagging, and these forces are 90 degree out of phase with each other. These two in 90 degree out of phase for each other, and this vector sum is nothing but the Ft. That is the study. So what are those forces? The spring force Kx, that is the elastic force, is equal to Kx, and damping force, which is equal to C omega x. Friend, what I studied, the force transmissibility. From this figure, this is considered as a triangle with a 90 degree. So C omega x square plus this Kx square, which is equal to this Ft square. And what we have written, rewriting this equation for the force transmitted Ft is equal to under root of Kx square plus C omega x square. You can write like this also. This terminology already we have studied, we are not to study here. This Ft is equal to this we have written, and just taken common x outside and putting the value of x. What x is the amplitude value for this harmonic force. Already I have studied. Watch the video for the magnification factor also, and the equation for the motion for in that also we have studied. The x, calculated the value of x is equal to Fo upon square root of this k minus m omega square bracket square plus C omega, this is bracket square. This is the denominator. Putting the value of x in this equation, this is the term. Got it? After this, what will happen? Just we have to convert this equation in a dimensionless form. How we can convert the dimensionless form? Just we have to see step by step. F is equal to Fo upon this, already we have written. This is nothing but the forces. This is a transmitted force, and this Fo is what? Is a excited force. We taken this term on this side, Ft by F0, that is a transmissibility ratio. That becomes the transmissibility ratio, and that is nothing but the force transmissibility. This is the ratio. Okay. And this, when we taken this one, what will happen? This it becomes the dimensionless form, and this equation, this will be the ratio is don't have any dimension. So if we taken this k in this numerator and denominator, k outside, what will be here? 1 plus, you can see 1 plus k, and here C omega by k. It is remaining C omega by k. Just putting this relationship already I have studied. This C omega in between those two terms are introduced. The C omega by k. What will happen? Here, by using the relationship omega square, omega n square is equal to k by m, and r is equal to omega by omega n. Just we converted this term, this C omega by k, into 2 zeta omega by omega n. Simple relation we have used, and we can write this omega by omega n is equal to r. So lastly, the C omega by k is to zeta r. Here, this term is converted into zeta and r form. That is the dimensionless. And another term is m omega square by k square. Here, m omega square by k square become here the omega square by omega n square. That is the r square. You can write here r square. This square is remaining. So here what will happen? Just putting these values here to zeta the square root of 1 plus 2 zeta omega by omega n square bracket square in the denominator under root of this first bracket 1 minus omega by omega n bracket square and total bracket square plus second bracket 2 zeta omega by omega n square. So this is the equation for the TR. What is TR? Transmissibility ratio. So if we put the value of omega by omega is R in this equation, that is this equation converted in the form of the your frequency ratio. Now we'll go toward the what is the this dimensionless form derived from this triangle and converted into this form. Now we are studying with the angle. Angle through which the transmitted force lags the impressed force. This is the impressed force FO, and this transmitted force is lags. How much angle? This angle. Okay. This angle, how to find out this angle? This angle phi minus alpha. To find out the phi, already we have studied in the previous video. Was the for the magnification factor, this phase angle already we have studied. In that case, but here alpha we can calculate from by using this trigonometry, the tan inverse of c omega x by dx. So phi minus alpha, putting the value of alpha in this equation, is phi already we have studied, tan inverse of 2 zeta omega by omega n, denominator 1 minus omega n by omega n bracket square minus total minus tan inverse of c omega x. This is a simple equation. Just you can read it 10 times, you will be remember continuously. You can write. You have to write all the derivation, then you are easily able to understood. This transmissibility ratio VFT by F0. Okay. Also you can write in this form also. This is the here 1 by this denominator is nothing but the EMF. Okay. This EMF into this numerator written here, this square root 1 plus 2 zeta r square. This is the transmissibility ratio in the form of the magnification factor. Now the phase lag transmitted force of the impressed force by alpha. Already we are studying. Now we are going to see the conclusion of the transmissibility curve. Here what will happen? T. All the curves start from the this TR. The transmissibility is on y-axis. Frequency ratio R, that is the omega by omega n on the x-axis. Here written 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Drawn the graph like this, and all the curves are start from the 1. See, this is the and this TR equal to 1. They pass through the 1 again at a R omega R is equal to square root of 2. Here this line will start here, again it will pass through this point here 1, but ratio of the frequency ratio is what? How much? Square root of 2. See, this is the magic here. You can observe for the various values. These curves can be divided again into 3 regions. Okay. And these 2 parts are there for this I have for this diagram. Now we see this before this part, the dotted line before this part 0 to square root 2, and from this after this square root 2 to infinity. Okay, TR tends to 0 as the R means frequency ratio tends to infinity, and R tends toward the infinity, the TR tends to the 0. Okay, and this relation is depend on the damping ratio also. The damping ratio greater, what will happen? Lower is the TR. Here, the TR is damping ratio is greater, lower is the TR. That is near about equal to or greater than 1. Greater than 1. Here before this, okay. After this, what will happen? The range B. In this range, what will happen? Greater damping ratio. What will happen? Damping ratio is greater. Here, this is less than 1. What? TR. TR means transmissibility ratio is less than 1. And what will the actual conclusion we will see in next slide? In order to reduce the force transmitted to the foundation, the lower TR is desirable. Lower TR means this part, this second part is desirable to have a high frequency ratio with a low damping range B. These two range were studied before this dotted line and after this line. This after line is in detail where again we study the transmissibility curve. What is this? This curve can be divided into 3 regions. Okay. The first thing is what this curve already we have studied. This is the same curve there. This diagram is same. These regions are respectively controlled by the 3 parameters of the system. That is the mass, damping, and stiffness. The region where isolation is really effective is when omega by omega n is large. Omega by omega n is large means here 1, 2, 3. There is a 3 or 2 in between 2, 3 or after this square root of 2. Okay, this second half is a effective. Okay, isolation effective when there is a omega by omega n is large. And the mass control region, that is called as mass control region. Larger mass gives the lower frequency, and consequently higher value of omega by omega n, that is gives the better results. So this frequency ratio omega by omega n, when there is a higher, this here in this graph it is written mass control. Now after the square root of 2 up to 3, this region is shown, and again it is up to infinity, it is there. Okay, so the middle region, here is the middle region from 1 to this 2. Okay, they are always to be avoided. This always we have to avoid. And before this middle region, there is a spring control region. That is a before this one, this value it is here. It is a spring control. Okay, what will happen in this one? Damping in this region deteriorate the performance of system. This spring control region, where is the larger stiffness gives the high value of natural frequency. Means the stiffness is larger stiffness is there, gives the high value of natural frequency, and consequently the low value of frequency ratio. Here is the frequency ratio is low, and this is spring control. Okay. So friend, for effective oscillation, what we have studied, that omega by omega n is always greater than 1, and omega n means natural frequency always less than the excited force frequency. Okay, so now we are going to study what the major important part to make this comfortable system. The omega n is less than omega, so low spring stiffness isolators are there. That is a large static deflection will be there. Some masses we have to add, or that machine we have to connect with the base, the concrete base, with the damping. With damping we have to connect it. That machine which is vibrating, we have to add the more masses on that machine, or machine attached to the concrete base with the damping. So it will reduce the value of natural frequency, so that the exciting force also is greater. Even though greater, it will be there is no harmful. Okay. So what is the benefit to add the masses? It will reduce the amplitude under the exciting force. Also, it will improve the stability in horizontal direction due to the large mass added. And the center of mass also, center of gravity of the total mass is also lowered, means at a low distance or increasing the distance we can reduce the mass also, and the further improving in the stability. This added inertia block means mass up to the 10 times the machine mass. You can add the mass by adjusting the distance. We can add the mass, okay, and this is nothing but the balancing of that machine. That vibration and balancing is how it is connected, like this. So this inertia mass we have to add, that is the will come under the balancing. So watch the videos under the balancing. So friends, now we'll go toward the some relationship for the various damping. Already we have studied over damp, critical damp, under damp, and here is the undamp, the 0, that zeta values greater than 1, equal to 1, less than 1. This is another case for your study. And the undamped, these are the on this table you can see when the R means omega by omega n is 0, what are the values? All the values are 1. These are the values are calculated practically. After that, this graph is drawn. You can observe these values along with the, and this analysis is very important. When R is equal to 2, R is equal to square root of 2, see all the values are 1. Here all the values are 1. Damping factor, frequency ratio, and this TR on y-axis, that will give the all the details. So friend, now we will go for the phase angle lag plot versus the frequency ratio. Here what will happen in this case? This formula we have discussed. All the curves start from the 0 here and tend to the 90 degree. This is a tend toward the 90 degree. When the omega by omega n tends to infinity. The omega by omega n is on x-axis and phase angle lag phi minus alpha on the y-axis from 0 to 180, 0, 30, 60, 90, 120, 50, 180. So damping factor zeta will be more, or zeta is equal to 0. How is the performance? You can observe. And the damping factor is greater than 1, that is greater than 0.5. So how is the frequency ratio? You can observe. When the zeta is less than zeta, what will the phase angle is continuously increase. Here these are the values it will going to increase. Here when there is a point less than 0.5, where is the 0.5? This is 0.5. This 0.25 is less than 0.5. This is 0.125 less than 0.5. So phase angle lag going to increase here, and this angle becomes coming towards the 90 when the omega by omega n tends to infinity. Okay, so friend, here what will happen if the less than 0.5, the phase angle gradually increases towards the 90 degree. Here 90 degree is there, continuously it will increase. So we have studied this, the phase angle versus frequency ratio and the force transmissibility versus frequency ratio. Now last point, the motion or displacement transmissibility. In case of this force vibration due to the base excitation, means what? Already we have studied here, this base or the support is not excited. When there is an excitation in the support or the base, that with the y value y, and the mass is also excited with the force excited, harmonic force may be there, that x, okay, that's x and y. When the ratio of this y by x, that nothing but the motion transmissibility. That nothing, this definition I already did, force vibration due to excitation of support. In this case, the ratio of absolute amplitude y of the mass to the base excitation amplitude x. This, when we derive, watch the video for the base excitation. The same formula will obtain in this absolute amplitude, and the same phase angle lag will obtain the similar formula after derivation. We will get it. even though there is a base excitation and the force transmitted and the force exerted. Okay, so friends, you have watched my video. Thank you very much for watching. If you are not subscribed, subscribe it.